Tonight, on the heels of President Trump signing his massive domestic policy bill into law, his former close ally, Elon Musk, announcing the formation of a new political party. Musk, the world's richest person, taking to his social media site X to say, "We live in a one-party system, not a democracy. Today, the America Party is formed to give you back your freedom."
Well, right now, digital assets, cryptocurrency, and everything related to using financial payments on a blockchain is basically not regulated, not clear to consumers, investors, entrepreneurs how to use it, how to avoid federal prosecution. So in 2 weeks, we'll bring to the House floor the Clarity Act, which gives the rules of the road of how to invest in digital assets, how to trade them, how you can be a broker, and the market framework for digital assets. And we'll also bring to the House floor dollar-backed payment stablecoins, which we believe those two things will advance America's power around the world in financial services by extending the authority of the U.S. dollar as we move from finance in a traditional format to finance being carried out on a blockchain.
Your grandkids will marry an AI human. Your grandchild is going to marry an AI human.
BlackRock, you're familiar with BlackRock? They're giant.
And Sage Street.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Check it out on Google. They are combined, the three of them combined, are the major stockholders of 95% of American corporations. How's that?
That's not good.
Killing 32, at least 14 of whom are children. Governor Abbott spoke out today trying to comfort the community.
Over the past 24 to 48 hours in this community, nothing more than extraordinary devastation. And the worst thing that could have happened in this community fell upon it. They could have fallen apart. They could have fought against each other. But instead, they understand the importance of unity.
And the rain has not stopped yet. There's still a flash flood warning for the region. Camp Mystic, which has 750 campers, was hit hard by the flood as they're located right on the river. 27 campers are still missing. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is standing by. But first, we go to Mike Tobin in Texas. Mike, what's the latest? What are you seeing?
Well, the latest, of course, is that it's terribly sad that almost half of the dead now are children. We know that. I can give you a look from our Fox News flight team, a live look from the air of this section of the Guadalupe River here in Kerrville, Texas. And what you can see is that the river is now largely back within its banks. It's still pretty high, but you can see all of the destruction on either side of the river when those waters came up, and they came up with such force that they ripped trees out of the ground, mobile homes and cars. It didn't stand a chance. Now, Congressman Chip Roy took a helicopter tour and posted some of the camps flooded and ripped apart. The number of rescues out here has exceeded 800. The head of Texas Emergency Management says this is still a search and rescue. Someone trapped in that debris could still be alive. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says President Trump is expected to approve more emergency aid funding for Central Texas. The government will back Texans in need.
You're not alone, that you have the entire country's hearts and are with you and are walking alongside you. And at the department, we will continue to bring more resources.
Of the 27 girls missing from Camp Mystic Christian Summer Camp, we now have images of 16 of them. Some bodies have been recovered. Agencies involved are now handling the very delicate and sad task of positive identification and family notification. The damage stretches from Hunt, Texas, here to Kerrville. Rain and high water has impacted several counties in Central Texas. At least 3 more people have died in surrounding counties. What got people is just the rapid rise of this water. It was almost like a wave coming down here. Some of the figures that we have now, some of the reporting is that the water rose some 26 feet in about 45 minutes. What got people is just the rapid rise of this water. It was almost like a wave coming down here. Some of the figures that we have now, some of the reporting is that the water rose some 26 feet in about 45 minutes.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you join the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. Also, go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And we have Elon Musk going after Trump. And guys, we know this is nothing but the Hegelian dialectic. But we know what this Trump bill is going to do. It's going to put a lot of people out of work, and a lot of people are going to be upset. And we know Elon Musk has a lot of followers, and he's going to say the right things to these people. And this is how you get the next presidential election on blockchain. Elon has already sent out the warnings of the power of all of this technology. So the only thing he's going to do is I told you so, and he'll be in control. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, the people are going to beg for an American party. Now we have the Congressman French Hill speaking about crypto regulation and also stablecoins. We have the Clarity Act and the Genius Bill bringing the financial system to blockchain. Everything tokenized, freeing up trillions of dollars of liquidity. And guess what? The sheep have no clue. You can't make this stuff up. Now we have Bernie Sanders telling us something that we already knew a long time ago. BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, they own everything. But that's by design. The same way we have these congressmen sit in office for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It's by design. If you have the same people, they know the agenda, and they can push that agenda forward and do nothing for the people, just paid puppets. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have the flood in Texas, and it just so happens to be on July 4th. And that water raised almost 30 feet in 45 minutes. Now, don't forget what I put in the Patreon with the Pentagon shutting down some satellites. Very important satellites when it comes to the weather. But these floods, hurricanes, and earthquakes are definitely biblical. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Trump tariffs, and also he's closing loopholes or rearranging the supply chain. Don't forget, a lot of China goods stop coming to the United States and going to the emerging markets. And when I'm going shopping and then also to the grocery store, I can see the difference. It's like the beginning of the C word. A lot of brands are just not there. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Trump's secret meeting with the Saudi defense minister. Something is definitely about to go down. Because we know when it comes to Saudi and Iran, they don't get along. So why would they be a peacemaker? But we know the drums are going to get louder. And we know all they need is that crisis in order to bring in all this technology. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
So we send our best product to the USA to make sure we get our premium prices.
His oranges, limes, and lemons end up on the shelves of Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, benefiting from a U.S. trade law called AGOA. It provides duty-free access to the U.S. market, access President Trump has threatened to end. As a result, South Africa's agriculture minister has strongly urged farmers to look for new export markets. But that's easier said than done.
Citrusdal has been supplying under AGOA for about 25 years into the USA. So we've built our supply chains. We've built our supermarkets. We've built our importing companies on that side. So we've been trying to hone that market to make sure that we're very, very efficient going into that market. For us, it's very naive to think we can move a market.
President Trump hosting the Saudi defense minister at the White House before traveling to Iowa last night. The two were working to de-escalate tensions with Iran, end the war in Gaza, and potentially extend the Abraham Accords. Sources say there is progress and optimism on all fronts as President Trump keeps up the push for peace in the Middle East. Is at the Pentagon with this story. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Rich. Fox News broke the news yesterday of that secret meeting between President Trump and the Saudi defense minister, which comes just days before Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is slated to meet with the president at the White House. Multiple sources told Bret Baier that the Saudi defense minister, Prince Khalid bin Salman, KBS, who's the younger brother of the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, secretly visited the White House Thursday and met with key officials, including President Trump, Trump to discuss the opportunities right now to shift the paradigm in the Middle East in the wake of the U.S. strikes on Iran's key nuclear sites, a moment that they believe gives the president enormous leverage to reshape the Middle East. The discussions, which included Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and the president's Middle East envoy and top negotiator Steve Witkoff, included discussions about de-escalation with Iran, getting Iran to the negotiating table, ending the Gaza war, and negotiating the release of the remaining hostages, both those who are still alive and the dead. There are an estimated 20 hostages held by Hamas who are believed to be alive. The purpose of the visit was to create what was described as a peace footing in the Middle East.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems.